Hey everybody, it's me, Kenny K, and I want to talk to you with a movie, and I wanted to get that out of the way because, like I said, I'm doing these 80s movies and then going from 80 to 81, and the problem is I did a lot of 81, the best movies. I already did the reviews, but I may do a re-review for some of them because like The Burning, My Bloody Valentine, Halloween 2, Friday the 13th, Part 2. I may do that, but I'll probably do that at the end of 81 and then put one in there. But I'll have to talk about Scanners. I saw the movie once. It gets a phenomenal 6.7, but for me it gets a 5.5. Now listen up good. It's David Cronenberg, prolific director. I like The Brood. I don't know if I reviewed The Brood yet. It's with Art Hindle. It's a great movie, but this one, I'm not sure, man. It's you got the concept company who created with a sort of enzyme these people with superpowers called scanners. Now, one of them is played by Michael Ironside, uh, called Daryl uh, Ravok. Ravok. So Ravok is their best student, best scanner, and then they're asking. They're in front of an audience. He's asking for a to give a sample of his powers, and I think this the meat that he was meant to give a small example by like blowing up a glass because they do it like the scanners have telekinetic powers. They oh sorry they put their telekinetic powers through somebody and can hurt them really bad. It's not like telekinetic powers like carry. It's more like blowing them, imploding them up from the inside. So he starts to scan. He starts to scan the guy instead of the glass, and the guy is sitting there. He's starting to, and he starts to bleed from the nose, bleed from the ear, bleed from the eyes, and then you see his head exploding like a fucking melon. And that's, I have to say, that's a cool practical effect. It's one of the, I have to say, one of the best head explosions that I ever saw. So revoke is basically running away from the company, and the company is ran by Dr. Paul Root. Now, Revoke is going to rebel. He's gonna make a group of rebels that will attack uh, the company, and he will take over the company. But he has to. He's creating a plan. So he has a bunch of minions that work for him. I don't think they're scanners, though. I think they're just guys that work for him. Um, then they find this vagrant called Cameron Vale, and he is basically, they see that he's also a scanner, but also a really powerful one, and they go back, and basically he's the when Paul Vale, and Daryl Revok were babies, they were given the first sample of this enzyme, and they became the two most powerful scanners of them all. So they used him to hunt down Ravok, kill him, and of course rescue the company. Now apparently Dr. Paul Rudd is working for Ravok to give the company Consec over to him. In the meantime, he also, Cameron Vale, while hunting for Ravok, he comes across a girl called Kim Oberst. Now Kim is becoming his love interest. There's this love interest there. That of Ravok has, he's guys. He knows Cameron Vale, the guy. He knows about Cameron Vale because he read the 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 he read the papers, the analytic papers where they, the documents where they had him and this boy being injected with the first enzymes. He's sending his men, but it's more of an, it's not a horror movie. There's only one horror moment, one real horror moment in my opinion. Maybe at the end, that I'm gonna spoil the end for some. So I'm not gonna, because I don't remember the movie that well, but I know he kicks a lot of Revok's guys' asses with his scanning powers. They all have machine guns to protect them, but he has, of course, scanning powers. He also uses some guns that he takes from them, and Kim uses a few guns. She helps him, but what happens at the end? So that's a spoiler. If you don't want to know, I'm gonna give my synopsis of the movie. This movie is not a horror movie. It's an action movie. It's a sci-fi action movie. It's not a horror movie. Okay, yeah, the blow up of the head, that's a horrific moment, and you can call that a sprinkle of horror, maybe, yeah, maybe, but and the end is actually horrifying because you don't see shit happening. You see, and here comes the spoilers. You see them getting to a Mexican standoff, scanning in their themselves, and their fucking veins are popping out of their heads, and their eyes are rolling over white because the power they use, the brain power they use, is so strong that they're almost killing each other, and eventually Vale dies. What seems to suggest he dies, and Revok goes to Kim, and he talks in the voice of Vale. Now apparently Vale infiltrated. He had another power that Revok didn't have. He can not only kill people, he can his soul, his identity can go into people. He can, you know, intrude other people's bodies and have a new vessel, sort of say, you know, and that's the end. You hear him say, "It's all right, it's me, Cameron," and she sees, and then that's the end of the movie. So I didn't like it because it's an action movie. And I thought, okay, the head explosion as a positive thing, that was one of the creepiest, cool looking head explosions ever. The scanning idea is cool. Michael Ironside is really good in acting. Most of the actors are good. The love interest is even good. Cameron Vale, the other characters, good. They're good. The acting's good. But it's not a horror movie. It's an action movie. An action movie with one horrific moment. That's it. And sorry to, I don't want to step on people's toes saying, no, you're wrong because it's a horror movie. Yeah, maybe. You know, Cronenberg is known for his body horror, right? But I didn't get that feeling here. Yeah, okay, the scan, you know, and I don't know, man. It's there. I'm not a big Cronenberg guy. There's only one movie that I really like, and that's The Brood, and that's a movie that I'll probably give a 7 for. But if I didn't review that, I'm gonna review that for sure. But yeah, for me it's 5.5, so it's still in the margin of a better than okay watch. Uh, I don't want to disappoint people, but hey, everybody got its own opinion, right? That's that's just the way it is. The way it fucking is. So, subscribe. Let's go to my mini horror community. And see you next time. Adios.